Okay, welcome to part 2 of Cutout for Junior Media Arts. As you can see, I've cut out 3 of the items, 3 of the animals, and I'm ready to do some extra skills. So I guess the first thing is I need to decide how big or small my creatures are. So under Edit, Transform, and Scale, you can see there's a wire frame around the bird layer. I can now hold Shift and scale it accordingly. So let's scale it a little bit smaller. And then back to the Move tool and Apply. Also under Edit, there are all these other transformation tools. One of the ones I like to do is flip it horizontal if I wanted the bird to be looking the other way. And I want to right-click or duplicate the layer by going up to Layer, Duplicate Layer, and click OK. I've now got 2 birds. And I'm going to flip that one the other way. Edit, Transform, and Scale. Actually, sorry, flip horizontal. Now I'm going to edit, transform, and scale, and this one's going to be a little bit bigger, going kind of off the page. All right, I'm going to create a new layer. And down here is your shortcut to create a brand new layer. If I roll my mouse over there, you can see that it says create a new layer. Okay, click it. I've now got a layer 7, and this is going to be my background. I'm going to double click in the writing here, and I'll just label that. And I will drag that layer to the bottom, like so. So I might start with a gradient sky, just to see. I might change it later. I'll set my colors to blue and maybe a lighter blue or white. And I'll drag the gradient tool across. We did this in the tools assignment. Something like that. Alright, so that's one thing, dealing with your background. The other thing I want to show you is the shape tool in this part 2. So down here, there's a blob. But if you click and hold, it might already be on the rectangle tool. There it is. And I'll set my color. Maybe I'll do a green grass. And I click and drag the shape tool. It automatically fills across. And now I've got some grass. Now if that went over top of everything like this, it's just your layer order. So just bring it below those animals. Okay? Alright, there's also other shapes as well. There's polygon, line, ellipse, and rounded rectangle, all sorts of them. We're going to go to the custom shape tool. It's right here. Click on that. And then you're going to go up here, and there's a little flyout menu. I'll zoom in so you can see. Right here, shape, flyout menu. And then there's all of these shapes. If you don't have all those shapes, you need to click on the little wheel and then go to all. And then click Append. And it'll add the ones that are missing. So maybe I'll put a fluff, like a cloud in or something like that. There's grass, there's paw prints, flowers, puzzle pieces. Let's see if I can find the one I want. I always miss it. There's word bubbles. I think I must have, oh, there it is. There's the cloud shape. Okay, now you can set your color ahead of time before you actually draw, and then click OK. So now when I draw that shape, it's a click and drag. You don't need to make a new layer. You don't need to make a new layer. And you can have any shape that you want. It went green anyway, so I think I got to change it up here. There we go. There, now it's going to white. So you can see here, this is a cloud. You should label your layers as well. And this is the ground, or grass, I guess. So that's your shape tool. I'm going to make one more new layer, and I'm also going to show you the paintbrush tool. So I'm going to call this brush. Just type it in. And I'm going to put it on top of the grass there. And I'm going to zoom back into my project. Now the brush looks like a paintbrush on the tools palette over here. Brush. And there's all of these different shapes of brushes. If you scroll down, there's some that look like grass or leaves. And I can't see it. Let's see. Oh, there's a branch there. That's kind of cool. I think I've gone too far. Maybe back up to the top here. I've got more brushes than you guys probably have because I've loaded more brushes in over the years here. So there's a grass there, so I'll select that one. And again, I think I need to select my colors ahead of time here. And then, in the new layer, make sure you're in that new layer. I'm going to set the size of the brush. A little bit bigger, maybe. A little bigger. Too big. You can paint in some grass if you want. I like to have the rectangle tool underneath, so it just kind of gives you a base layer. And now I can go right over the bird, and it's not going to go over the bird because I'm in a layer that's below. So again, in this tutorial, I've introduced you to the shape tool, the gradient tool again for the sky, and the paintbrush. And you can use a regular brush if you would just like to do some regular drawing. The only thing with the brush tool, make sure whatever you do is you put it into a new layer, and then you can do some drawing. So maybe I'll draw my own tree. Change my color, maybe I'll do some browns, click OK, and oh, that brush is too big. I can do some drawing here if I wanted to. So those of you that like to do drawing, you can do that kind of stuff. So I think I'll end this tutorial there. There will be one more tutorial, but that'll be enough for part 2.